Justice Indu Malhotra, the first woman judge who was directly elevated from the bar, today had her last working day at the Supreme Court of India. Supreme Court Bar Association under President Senior Advocate Vikas Singh arranged for a farewell function to mark the last day of Justice Indu Malhotra. Justice Indu Malhotra said that law as a career was handed down to her by her father like a paternal heritage. When she was teaching at the Delhi University, she pursued law at the Faculty of Law through evening classes. Pointing towards a possible area where some concern is needed was the issue of judges reading multiple cases a day before the hearing. She stated that most of these cases were speculative in nature and that there should be, at some point, a screening procedure in place for these SLPs to be filed in the Supreme Court. She remarked that SLPs against concurrent findings or even adjournment orders were simply a waste of the judicial time. Supreme Court judges like Justices N.V. Ramana, Indira Banerjee, Rohinton Fali Nariman, B.R. Gavai were all there in the event to mark the last day of Justice Indu Malhotra's office in the Supreme Court. Justice Malhotra will demit from office on March 13, 2021. Supreme Court of India bench led by Chief Justice of India S.A. Bobde today issued notice on a petition challenging the validity of the Places of Worship Act. BJP leader Ashwini Upadhyay has stated in his petition that this plea was important for the rights of Hindus, Jains, Sikhs and others to reclaim their places of worship through courts and legalize illegal acts of invaders. Well, the 14-year-old who had moved Supreme Court seeking the termination of her 26-week-old pregnancy today withdrew her plea before a Supreme Court of India bench led by Chief Justice of India S.A. Bobde. The lawyer stated that the medical report by the Karnal City Civil Hospital has stated that there would be danger to the health of the mother if the abortion was taken forward. However, the Supreme Court issued notice on the second prayer of the petition which urged to set up medical boards across all districts in India to have qualified gynecologists and pediatricians so that whenever a case of rape happens, the doctors in those particular hospitals or medical boards can advise the pregnant women of their rights and how to take their pregnancies ahead if they at all wish to keep the pregnancies, and so that such pregnancies do not reach the mature week of 26 weeks. Additional Solicitor General Aishwarya Bhati was also apprised of this issue by Chief Justice of India S.A. Bobde, and she has said that an affidavit to this effect will be filed in the court. Well, in a landmark judgment, a Justice Rohinton Fali Nariman-led bench of the Supreme Court today ruled that the state election commissioners have to be independent persons and they cannot be a part of the ruling dispensation of the state or the central government. The Supreme Court held that it was a disturbing feature that a government servant, while being in employment with government, was in charge of election commission in Goa. The Supreme Court stated that the officer of the government attempted to overrule the High Court decision with regard to holding panchayat polls. The court also held that the independence of the Election Commission of India cannot be compromised and that in this case it was reduced to a mockery. On the petition by Supreme Court Bar Association challenging the SOP put in place for the hybrid hearings that is slated to start in court from March 15th, a Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul-led bench of the Supreme Court today called for the minutes of the meeting from the Secretary General of the Supreme Court or the registry so as to ascertain what kind of discussions had indeed taken place with the members of the bar. Senior Advocate Vikas Singh and the President of the Supreme Court Bar Association has made it clear that the bar was never consulted while framing this particular SOP for the hybrid hearings. Well, that's all for Supreme Court Today. Do stay tuned with Supreme Court Today on Monday as well, and don't forget to like and share barandbench.com.